We're going to show you Divinity Original Sin, the Enhanced Edition, the way that we presented it at E3. So you're a journalist now, or a distributor, or promoter, or you want to spread it in South Korea or whatever. These are the type of people that come to E3 and watch our presentation. So I can't see can you see this? This is a controller. So of course the first challenge we had with bringing this to a console was changing the user interface and making sure that you could play it with a controller. I hope you didn't change the controls too much.
I didn't do anything.
Because it's been since E3 that I actually had a controller in my hands. So for people that already played the game, and that'll probably be most of you, I'll just show you how easy it is for me to use a controller to interact with the surfaces here. So the Enhanced Edition is going to come out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, SteamOS, PC and Mac. And if you already have Divinity Original Sin on Steam or GOG, you will get the Enhanced Edition for free as an extra entry in your library. The save games, however, with the old version will not be compatible because it just changed too much. The Enhanced Edition is obviously built on top of what came out last year, and we enhanced and improved a couple of things, and this is what this presentation is about. So with a controller, I'm casting flare on the ooze surface right there. Of course, you know that explodes. I'm going to cast Boulder Bash in the middle there, which creates an oil puddle, and it expands the surface to the other ooze surface that was lying on the other side of the road. I can of course douse the fire with a rain spout, and I have no idea where the other stuff is. Of course you can electrify that, but I can also freeze the water with the ice shard, and when you run over that you fall down. And this has most people laughing.
That's true. That's true. It cracked people up.
Cracks people up.
They went crazy.
We noticed that a lot of the people that visited us and got a presentation, I think half of them hadn't seen the game before.
That's true. It's true. About half of them hadn't seen it before. Of course, there were console, journalists.
Yeah,
so
mostly console journalists. Yeah. And to them, me moving around the camera like this, rotating it full 360 was nothing special. To us, it's still very special because it used to be locked to 40 degrees, yeah. And the artists just had to redo a lot of the assets so that they would be viewable from all sides.
That's true.
Yeah.
Are we going to answer questions during the show?
No, afterwards. Okay. So. I just walked into a fight here. I think we went over every single fight that we had in the game, and improved the AI here and there, added extra characters. So let's see here. Most of the time these guys are also, most of the time they're a lot more intelligent. For instance, that guy is now hasted. I'm planning on stopping him with my mage. I'm going to use Rain of Arrows, which is a new skill. I'm going to use Rain of Arrows on the flowers. So if you've already seen the presentation, this is nothing new. It just allows us to show you a lot of the changes that we made in a very short time span, using the game, of course. That guy is casting Bless.
The Bless basically increases the chance to hit, and as you can see, if you haven't seen this game before, basically Original Sin Enhanced Edition has turn-based combat. So at the bottom of the screen you can see David selecting his skills from a skill bar, and the little balls that go from green to red are the total amount of action points that he has, and basically casting something now would cost him 3 points.
This screen, it was already in the PC version, but it was one of those hidden features, I guess. You had to hold control, and you needed a lot of lore master, and now you just press square on PS4 and you examine things and of course enemies, and then you see how resistant they are. So an earth elemental is not very resistant to air, so I'm going to use my Blitzbolt on him, and hopefully this will even stun him. I'm going to actually stun the guy that's hasted over here. So enemies are... Did it... Oh, it failed.
Stun fail.
Enemies are also using buffs and debuffs a lot more often because we made the buffs. We noticed that people were not using them a lot, so buffs and debuffs now cost less action points, and this has actually changed the dynamic of combat. I don't know if you notice this, but that's Walgraf over there. I turned him into a rogue. Well, he starts out as a rogue, and I kept him as a rogue, and he's dual wielding daggers actually, which is really. This is also something new in the Enhanced Edition. You can dual wield anything that's single-handed. I'm gonna use fast track so that I have enough action points to get behind those guys. And the triangle that is now shown is actually an indication, because I'm wearing daggers, is an indication of where I have to stand to successfully backstab that guy. I know that in the current game it's a bit of a pixel hunt, a bit of a gamble. So we now have an indication of that. Can I backstab him again? Oh, nearly down. Evil Smelling Flower is casting something poisonous, of course at Walgraf, but I made him immune to poison. Not a very intelligent thing to do, but they're just flowers and they don't realize this. He's missing a lot. Their daughter is going to make short work of that guy. There you go. I think that maybe does she have a special arrow somewhere hidden?
She should have some special arrows. You can check out her inventory if you want to be sure. Yeah, you got like a couple of them.
I want to use this one.
Alright.
So bam, shoot it.
So notice, if you remember, they were vulnerable to air damage.
Yeah, that's why I used that one. In the meantime, I hope that with my mage here I saved up enough action points. Okay, I still have 2 left. So I was saving up action points a bit so that I can show you one of the improved master skills, Meteor Shower. So we changed the skill system to a tiered skill system. So you now have Novice, Adept, and Master skills. And the Master skills, when you get them in the game, they feel super overpowered. And they are overpowered at the levels that they start at, but it balances it out. When you see this, you'll go like, oh my god. So this is overkill, right? But you need it when you get them. And yeah, so I mean the enemy is also not sitting still. Anyway, so that was one of the master skills. We completely revised the skill system. We threw away a couple of skills that just felt as copies, and we created a whole bunch of new skills. A lot of new animations for them, a lot of new visual effects. And I have to talk to Roderick here. So let's first just talk to Roderick, and then you can jump in, right?
Alright.
I don't know if on Twitch we have sound. Thomas, do we have sound? Do they have sound of the game on Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you can hear, Scarlet speaks now. She has a voice, and at the beginning of the game you can choose between 3 different voices for your heroes, and everything is voiced. Every dialogue in the game is voiced. It used to be so that only banter was voiced, and now everything in dialogue is voiced. So I'm asking him like, hey, where were you in the last fight? And so if you've seen the game before, these dialogues help our relationship. I can now pick him up, but I'm actually going to give him to Farhang, because Farhang can now just log in.
Alright, so I'm just gonna use my profile, jump in there. So I'm part of the gameplay now. And the cool thing is you could always play the game in multiplayer, obviously online, but now you can actually locally play the game in multiplayer. And if we walk away from each other further than a screen, then basically the game splits. And we're both 2 fully fledged RPG gamers in our own half of the screen. So this should please a lot of you guys. This also works on the PC as well. So if you plug in your joypads on the PC, you can actually play split screen. Are you gonna come into Divinity?
Yeah. So if you play this game, you know that this is the town of Silver Glen. It's a mining village, and our quest for the to solve the murder on Jake has taken us here, and we are here to investigate and actually try to infiltrate a cult that's here. And one of the normal ways to infiltrate this cult is you talk to that guy, Loic, and you can try to join the Immaculate Cult. And to do so, you need to read the Immaculate Bible, you need to answer some of his questions correctly, you need to go through a trial that you first need to go through the desert for. But Farhang has found another way. I don't know where you learned this from, the QA team from...
Yeah, it was guys that tried this out. So the thing was, basically, Silver Glen doesn't have a jail. So what they found out is if you do stuff, you get sent to, so you get jailed somewhere around Sacred Stone. That's the base that we want to infiltrate. And of course, in order to infiltrate the base, we can also lockpick Loic, or pickpocket Loic, the High Priest here. So I'm just going to walk in here. Actually, hold on. Let me show you how sneaking works in this game. So if I sneak now, you can see that I change into a rock. Everything that's desaturated is the safe zone. The moment I walk into this cat's point of view, which should be any moment now, basically I'll snap out of sneak. Now the thing is, Wallgraph already has 5 ability points in sneak, so the field of view of these characters is a lot narrower. The less points you have in it, the more noticeable you get. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try to pickpocket this guy. So I'm going to go behind the altar, go into sneak mode. And you can see I'm nicely protected by the altar itself. The moment I move away from the altar, I move into somebody's viewing angle, and they see me. Now what these guys, the testers, found out is that if you actually become invisible, and then go into sneak mode, the game systemics actually make sure you don't get spotted. So then we can pickpocket Loic, and then steal the keys that he's got, because what we really want to do is what I'll show you in a second, and also an amulet here. This amulet grants us access to the village of Sacred Stone, but if I move out of my sneak mode now, you can see that stuff is actually tagged here. So the row of books, if I want to open it, it's marked as red. The moment I open it, he'll react to it. And the same goes for this hatch behind him, which is actually locked. So what we want to do is, we wanted to get the key, which we got. So I'm just going to actually use the key to unlock it, but I'm afraid that he'll notice me. So we'll go into sneak first, unlock it. And we're inside his little hidden quarters here. So if you move out of sneak mode, you can see that he's got a lot of stuff here, a lot of good stuff that we want to pick up. And basically, because we had to adapt everything to the joypad, we have a couple of different ways of a selection going on. So if you look at objects, you can interact with them. If you use your shoulder buttons, you can actually cycle through things in your point of view. You can also click the left analog, and then you get a little pointer that allows you to interact with anything the way you normally would. And of course, we have our area search. If you hold your X button pressed, you get a radius that selects everything and puts them in a temporary list. And you can really do anything you want here with all the items. It's as if you're like standing next to them. You can open chests, take stuff from there. You can even read notes directly. And we really did this so that players had a lot of freedom if they wanted to play around with the game. I mean, it's a 100-hour game, so the more freedom and flexibility you give your players, the more comfortable they'll actually be. So in here we have a waypoint shrine. If I use this portal, I basically end up at the other side of the map. So mind you, David on the left side of the screen is still in Silver Glen, and I'm basically at the other side of Lucula Forest on the path to Sacred Stone.
So you're already there. As you could see before Farhang started walking around with Wallgraph, I actually assigned a character to him. So when someone joins your game, they automatically get one of the main characters, and you as the game master or leader or whatever, you can assign extra characters to him, so now it's evened out. So the reason why this works is that we force the design people to always think of the logical thing. For instance, that guy Loic, he probably wants to visit the other Immaculates. So how does he go there? Does he always go through the desert? No, he doesn't. He'll probably have a waypoint shrine. So we force them to think of these logical steps so that then you can use the game mechanics that are in the game, and then the game starts becoming systemic, and you never know with this. So when the QA team first found out that, for instance, you cannot be spotted anymore when you are invisible, and then you go to sneak, they thought it was a bug, but it's not a bug. This just makes the game a lot more free, and this is what we want. So I'll start the official way now, and that's talking to Loic about me joining the Immaculates. I don't know if Loic is one of the examples, but in enhancing this game, we also improved the story a lot. For instance, we went over dialogues. Sometimes we removed dialogue options that just made it a lot more complex than it should be. We rewrote a lot of the journal entries. We made the ending of the game a lot more rewarding. I think we changed every companion that's possible in the game. We changed their arc so that it would also make a lot more sense and would be a lot more rewarding. So I'm gonna tell this guy that I'm ready to take the test. And okay, incorrect.
Incorrect.
Yeah, no, but the first one is correct. I'm pretty sure about it, actually.
Okay, if you're sure, we'll do it your way.
All right.
Premise the second. The blood of the greater.
This one is incorrect.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Yes, that is premise
Good.
the third.
And only those who have
partaken in the
is
spin.
correct.
Correct.
This one is correct?
I don't know.
I think it's incorrect.
In fact, that premise is incorrect.
Well, I was always a better reader than you, Farhang.
I've always been a
Well,
better reader than you. Best to go with my answer.
It's possible that you're wrong, but it's certainty you'll regret it if you really are.
Possible that you're wrong, but
Sounds
it's
a
a
bit harsh.
certainty you'll regret it if you really are.
You're staring, aren't you?
Yes, and now we play the hide your buttons game. Okay.
I saw that muscle twitch.
Yeah, and you
I
still lost.
recognize muscle twitch from a mile. Hold on, yeah. Oh, come on. Seriously?
After all the exercise, you got 83.
Yeah, I know, right? Ah, come on, really? Woo!
What is this? A streak? A
Yeah,
hat trick?
it looks
There
like
must
it.
be a word for this. Of course.
I guess then I would go for yeah.
So yeah, I won. And
Do as I say and there's an end to it.
Most
I won, and that's a good thing because now we have everything correct. So Loic sends me to the conduit, like to hear more about the goddess. What's the true trial? So I can now go to the true trial, and the Immaculate Guards will let me pass.
Yeah.
So there's Immaculate Guards guarding the way, and I could actually sneak past them or fight them or talk to them and try to charm, intimidate, reason them. But now I have another way, and that's the blessing. I could also teleport my way past, become invisible. Again, there's this is something that a lot of the people that didn't know Divinity Original Sin were really amazed by all the different things that you could do and the different ways to solve something.
It's true, it's true. So, one of the other ways was actually to get arrested and be put in jail, as I said before, because Silverland doesn't have a jail. So you get put into jail near Sacred Stone, and basically that is the, that's the base we're trying to infiltrate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to piss these guys off, go into the room I'm not allowed to, and I'll tell them I'll go where I please. They'll send the guards. So the guards will be running in here any moment now. And basically I'll tell the guards that I'm not leaving and that they might as well escort me to jail. So now I'm put in jail. They strip me of all my clothes, and my gear is actually in a chest there. There's nothing really here for me to do except, yeah, we got a bucket. We have I can wear the bucket actually. Let me wear the bucket. There you go. I can wear the bucket in the equipment screen. You can see the stats. Decreases hearing and sight, but increases armor rating. And there's also the draconic statue here. If I talk to that, the prison demon appears, who pretty much wants to make a deal with me for a stat point. And as you guys might know, and if you don't, stat points are pretty rare in Original Sin, so this is really not a deal you want to take unless you got 3 dead guys and you specifically need to continue. I would in each case reload because it's a very steep price. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to switch to my other guy, Walgraf, the rogue that's waiting at the shrine here. He's going to be heading out to Roderick and try to jailbreak him.
You could also use your teleport skill on the chest, but we've seen this go wrong many times.
Well, actually,
you're a wizard, right?
Yeah, let me try this out.
Well, if it doesn't work, then combat immediately starts.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they won't notice it if I do it. Sneaky bee. Nobody should see it. If they see it, we're doomed.
No, it's successful. Normally they would already...
Hold on, I'll go into sneak. I'll just stay in the back here.
So while you're walking towards prison, you can walk towards prison, by the way, because you have the amulet and no one will stop you, right?
Yeah, that's true. So I did, as you remember, I stole this beautiful little amulet from Lloyd, the one you can see here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to sneak by and show him the amulet once we get to the entrance.
This will also work for anyone else in the party. If someone needs to see the amulet because one character in the party has it, this is also one of the many improvements that we made. If you need a quest item, you had to have it in your pockets. Now it's just something. What do you call it? It's a party inventory.
It's yeah. Basically, if anybody in your team has a quest item which you need or a key to open a door, it basically gives you a message that it's taken from the inventory of one guy and given to the other in order to actually gain access to places.
So I'm gonna tell the guards that are guarding the road here that I've passed the test of knowledge, and they'll just let me go. Do you think I'm strong enough? Yes, they are.
Yeah, and of course you could have done all the other stuff you mentioned before. You could have teleported, you could have created a smoke screen, all kinds of crazy stuff that you can imagine. And at this point I'm actually at the gate of Sacred Stone, so if I move in here, they'll ask me if I actually have the amulet, which I can say, of course, here's my amulet. Then I'll get the message that the amulet was taken from one character and given to the other. So basically I can walk in and out with Walgraf now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move into the prison now and see if I can get Roderick out of it. And I might as well actually switch to Roderick and start equipping some of that gear that's in that chest. But I'll have to be careful because they'll react to it if they spot me.
Speaking of gear, we also improved the loot system.
Ah, that's true. Yeah. Specifics.
Well, I can't go into details, but it's you will look forward to not only learning skills, which is something that we fixed or improved by having another look at the skill system, but you'll also look forward to opening a chest. So we are reading what people are saying on forums and on Steam community and on GOG forums. Oh god. I was trying to...
Oh, you got in a fight?
Yeah, I got it by accident actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for the guard that has the key in his pocket. That guard there actually didn't have the key. Does this one have the key? No, he's got scrolls.
I remember that it's always one guy with a shield.
Yeah, it might be this guy actually. It's gonna be tricky. Come on, go. No, he doesn't have it. Alright, so I'll patiently wait here till Roderick actually equips all his gear. So the chest was here. Just basically grab it all. Okay. So I'm just gonna go in the inventory and equip my stuff. Good. Alright, just, yeah, good. What actually goes to my equipment screen now? The belt I can equip. Yep.
Oh god.
You're still in combat there, right?
Yeah, but I think that on my own I'm not gonna make it, so I'm just taking advantage of the fact that this is a turn-based game.
Yeah, hold on. I'll come and help you. I'm just making sure that this stuff is equipped. Just need something on my feet, and I should be. Oh yeah, hold on. And I need something on my head. That's something divine. Excellent. All right. So you want me to steal the key, or do you want me to do the waypoint shrine, the pyramid thing?
Try to pickpocket the key. It's always fun.
Okay. I'm just gonna go invisible. So
if you split up the party, whether in single player or multiplayer, you can have different turn-based combats. I'm now in turn-based combat. Farhang is still in real time. He can also have combat on his own. If these fights are really close to each other and they meet each other, then they'll merge into one big fight. So if you think about it, it really messes with your head. If you think about it, you know.
I got the key. So now what I need to do is just hang around here till these guys move away. Alright. Open the door. Oh no, he saw me.
But
I should have waited. Yeah.
do you have the thing?
I might have the thing actually. Yeah, I actually have the teleport pyramid. So I'm just going to...
Sorry. I was trying to taunt.
I'm just going to connect to my other guy, and then... are you in a safe location?
No, I'm not.
Do you mind dropping the teleport pyramid somewhere?
Okay, so...
Like outside the ooze?
I can
drop
move
item?
it.
I think you can drop item.
I can drop it, but it'll drop right into the ooze. So where is it? See, it's there now.
It's right underneath the creature.
No,
oh no, it's behind you, it's behind you.
So, action.
I am.
Move. Where can I move it?
Oh yeah, that's perfect, that's perfect. So basically these pyramids are actually connected to each other, so if you use one, you end up at the other one. If you use the other one, you end up at the same one. So this is perfect. So I'm going to use it, right, David? I'm going to be right there.
You should use it right now.
Bang, here we are.
And if you have teleportation, someone should teleport my mage out of that thing. Oh no, wait, I'm going to...
Oh, do you have like the walking on... Oh no, that's Wallgraph, right? Wallgraph as a rogue has a real cool skill that allows him to actually walk over surfaces without being damaged.
I'm gonna use my new and improved fire absorption shields, because with all the ooze around and the spiders not really liking fire that much, I'm gonna prepare for using fire, or you can use fire on all that ooze.
Oh yes,
because then it will not hurt my Scarlet.
It will hurt you.
Well, not that much. I think no, with my fire shield, no.
Can I backstab the spider?
You can try.
Let's try.
Why don't you?
Bang! Critical hit. And see, the biggest problem is we're stuck in a sandstorm here, right? So we all have this slowed status because of the sandstorm. So it takes a while actually to, save up action points. Because when you're slowed, you have less action points and recuperates less as well.
There's indeed not a lot I can do here. Okay. But I think this is the first time that we got here that it doesn't look bleak.
That's true. It's true.
Remember most of the presentations.
Most of the time we would be half dead by this time, but at least this gives you guys a bit of a bit of an insight into what's possible when you're playing in 2 players, and what the possibilities of Original Sin are if you already do know. Let's take a question here. Davis X3M is asking us, will there be an option to not play the enhanced version, or will it be the only official version, or is it a whole other exe?
That's a good question. So this is why I said, when you already own the game, you will get the enhanced edition as an extra entry in your GOG or Steam library, which also answers Heimdall's question. How about people having it on GOG.com? You'll also get an extra entry. Time Raider asked or said the extended edition holds at least all the content from the original edition with maybe more added, correct? Yes, it does. So I did say that we removed, for instance, a couple of dialogue options, but those were the generic options like who are you, what are you doing here, etc. And it sometimes got a bit confusing. So if we removed something, it was to make other stuff a lot more clear. Would it be worth to finish Original Sin before the release of the Enhanced Edition and then play it again, or should we just wait? If you're finishing Original Sin between now and October, then go ahead and finish Original Sin. I must say that when playing through this, I actually wanted to start playing again because the controller actually works. I'm not usually that much of a controller fan, so if it does work, it works, and it feels more relaxed actually.
That's true. It's true. It does play a lot more relaxed. But yeah, if you're down the last 20% of the game, definitely finish it because you'll be able to notice the changes a lot more once you're down that road. So, Silas Genovese, what did they say about if you already had the Steam version concerning the enhanced version? What do you mean? What did they say? Like the fans, the press? Yeah, well, you get the Steam version free, right? So you get the enhanced version free if you have the Steam version already. And generally speaking, people were really happy with that. Like they didn't believe it. Even at GPTV, they were like, "Are you crazy? You could have asked $40 for that." They were like, "Yeah, but it's not the right thing to do." Why would you do that? Yeah, exactly. So they were really wondering why we were doing it. At the other side, they could really appreciate it because they thought it was a very noble and ungreedy action from our side.
The thing is, the most of the improvements that we made them thanks to the input of people and a lot of the comments and critiques of the people that are playing or have played Original Sin.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, in a way, we were giving back to the guys that pitched in on Kickstarter and early access. So, any word on a proper 4-player mode? Says Omar.
No, not one word.
Not one word.
Have you implemented shapeshifting? No.
No.
At launch or delayed. We want
SteamOS is Linux, right?
Yeah. So if it runs on SteamOS, which we're going for in October, it'll run on what is SteamOS? Is it Debian? I think it's Debian, or I don't know. Someone know? Does someone in the chat know? So if it runs on SteamOS, it runs on Linux, right? Will the PC Enhanced Edition have controller support too? Of course. Will there be Russian subtitles? Yes. So the game is being localized in French, German, Polish, Russian, Spanish, Italian, Czech.
You had Polish already?
I had Polish. Okay. Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it, yeah. That's quite some. Yeah.
If you have 2 characters with the same gender, will they have different voices? You need to select what voice they have in the character selection screen. So there's 3 different voices to select from for the male and 3 different voices for the female.
Yep.
Any changes to crafting? Still working on it. Will the modding tools get an overhaul, a bit more user-friendly? We haven't actually changed that much to the modding tools ourselves here.
Not yet. Well, the support has been better, so the editor has been continued to work on, so it's a lot stabler than it was a while ago. But I don't specifically know if there's anything changed on the modding tools.
No, I don't think so.
Remember, oh brothers and
Is
sisters,
the loot in chests still randomized? Without wanting to go into, into details, if you, for instance, start a new game in Seal and you save and you look in a chest, if you reload, you will get the same thing. So there's no saves coming anymore. So we actually generate the treasure before you enter an area, and it's in your save game, and this also allows us to make it a lot more balanced. So, for instance, if you're level 3 and the game is throwing axes and swords and bows at you, and all you want is a dagger, thanks to the new loot system, we can make sure that everything is a bit more spread out.
That's true.
Can you play split screen with one player playing on controller, one player playing on mouse and keyboard? Is B. Holdier's question. That's a good question. I haven't tried that.
I don't think you can do it yet.
Okay.
So basically, right now you can only play it either with controller or with the keyboard.
Yeah. But not in split screen on a keyboard.
No.
Okay. While an enhanced edition is great and well appreciated, thank you. What news about a sequel, Divinity Original Sin 2? No news there. We still need to.
You still need to ship this one.
Yeah. And have something left for the rest of the year to talk about. Are the companions updated? Yes, they are. BP Phantom. Do not get angry if they have the zombie trait and you hit them with poison. I have no idea. Oh, so you want to heal them because they have the zombie trait?
Yeah, normally I think we looked at that.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, we improved a lot of things, and there's really like hundreds and hundreds of things. So it's pretty hard to nail down every little detail. God's help or God's help. In the original game, respecking removes all skills, including base skills from character creation from the base class. Okay, it is now, so I don't know about the respecking, but it won't be like that anymore, that skill books are unique or one of a kind, or indeed for some starting skills that there was no skill book. So for every skill there is a skill book. It used to be so that a couple of them were hidden and were really unique, but we changed that because then you could only learn that particular skill to only one guy, only once. So I don't know about the respecking, but unique skill books are not a thing anymore. Do shops still only restock after you level up? They also restock after, I think, 1 hour passes in real time. So they indeed restock after you level up, but also after a certain amount of time. Is there a way for Kickstarter backers to get a copy of the Enhanced Edition on a console instead of PC? We can't start, sorry, but we can't start doing that. That would just be too difficult. Do we know if there will be more character models than the buff male? A hulking mage was kind of weird to play. We did not add.
We didn't add any new models or anything, no.
There are new models, but on the enemy side, but not for the player characters. Will there be a capture the face option in character creation so you can have a portrait which looks like your character? We don't have that. We still have the normal portraits. Clem142, one of the issues of the first edition was the difficulty to focus enemies in melee sometimes. Did you fix this? We have with the controller now to actually select characters or items easier. You have the active search. You can go in the cursor mode with the left thumbstick, and you can also use the trigger buttons to toggle between all the different targets that you can have at that moment. Using a mouse and keyboard, if you go into the top-down overview, into the strategic overview, you can already do that. Stabby wants to know if we'll make a better way to enter sneak mode using a controller than the awkward enter a menu way. Farhang, that's a question for you.
Well, we actually had that. But due to the fact that we have so little buttons available
little buttons.
Yeah, so like on the PC we had a lot more buttons available, so we don't have that right now, resulting in the fact that a lot of actions like sheath, unsheath, flee, all that stuff is actually on the skill bar in order to do that, and we really had to take it off the controller because sneaking and unsneaking is something you do less than actually navigating through menus, selecting skills and stuff like that. So it was really picking between the two. The good thing is at least now the skill bar remembers where you were the last time, so if you need to sneak and unsneak you can instantly do it by pressing triangle and then X, and then you basically sneak or unsneak. It's the only way we could do it, and it's a lot less annoying than you would think originally, because I was originally also opposed to it.
Leardeck wants to know what engine we're using. This is not Unity.
Leardeck, funny man.
I don't where we were with this engine a couple of years ago. I don't think you could be there with Unity. I don't know about the new Unity. Apparently, it's a lot more powerful. But what we're doing, I don't think it's easy to do that with Unity. This is our in-house built engine, specifically built to actually make RPGs the way we want to make them. So it's our own engine. For the enhanced edition, we ported it to DirectX 11. So the enhanced edition will only run on DX11 graphics cards, and I think that means not Windows XP anymore. This is also why we allow you to have the vanilla version, so that you can still play it. Are there any new companions in the enhanced edition? No, there are not, but we did make a lot of improvements and changes to the 4 companion stories that are in there now. Dr. Pongo, a preview said you can make more versatile builds. A lightning rogue was an example. What's changed to make this the case?
Well, it's true, huh?
According to me, I think you could already make more versatile builds, but I think because of the way that we changed the skill system, that it's now even more valid. So I think that most guys will start out with a full-on fighter or a full-on wizard, but after, I don't know, level 10, 11, 12, you'll start either going for a 100% guy that wants to learn the master skills, so you have to put all your ability points in those abilities to get the master skills, or you'll start, what do you call it, dual classing, triple classing. For instance, what I like to do is with fighter builds, play around with a couple of the elemental schools so that you can learn all the touches and learn a couple of buffs and debuffs or maybe healing spells. That's just me. So I don't think it's even more versatile, but yeah, maybe because of the new skill system. There is no day-night cycle. Are there new talents in the game? Yes, there are new talents in the game to support wands and grenades, which are also an addition to the game. And they're also balanced differently again from what we already have. So we have the warrior skills, we have a lot of magic going on, we have the arrows, we have normal weapons, and we now have, as you can see, Scarlet there is juggling around with her dual wielding wands, I think. We have wands and we also added grenades. Grenades are a bit like the master skills. Master skills, for instance, cost a lot of AP, but their area of effect is so big that you need to get your guys out of the way, or they have some other drawback. And grenades are also not very precise like arrows, so they're also pretty dangerous to use, but when they do work and you don't hit all your friends, they're very devastating. So this has changed the game in a very cool way as well. We already had that one. How has the story changed? Is it completely different? No, it's not completely different. It's just a lot more clear and a lot more well-paced.
Yeah,
you can tell more about that.
We had like these issues that we would mention characters in books or diaries, and then like about 15 hours later, or in the case of any player, it could have been somebody that played the game 2 months ago and wanted to pick it up. basically what would happen is you would open your game and we would refer to the character and nobody really knew what we were talking about. So what we did this time is we basically made sure that everything in the game was a lot more staggered, so that information came at beats that were more what do you call it? Like better paced, but they also recurred more, so that you didn't have that void of information, or you were surprised at a certain moment that something was going on.
Yeah.
So that's really what we did there.
Yeah, this is why we're calling it an enhanced version, because we improved a lot. We changed a couple of things as well, but to us it's not fixing what was wrong, but just like improving. And this is the same for instance, the skills and the loot system, but also the story.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Once the loot has been generated when you enter an area, Feldspar78 says, if you enter a different area and then go back, is the loot reseeded? No, it's not. So it's still the same. Are the novice, adept, master skill slots in their own separate pools? I don't really. Do you understand what he means, Stabby?
Yeah, they are like well, probably you can't, right? Show the skill screen, but definitely. So they aren't in their own pool. So every skill class is divided into these three categories. So you don't have like a master class, or it's like one specific school that really has the novice, adept, and master skill.
Yeah. So for instance, there is still the Geomancer school, and within the Geomancer school, you have novice skills.
Yeah.
And within it you have adept skills, within it you have master skills. Any other skill specs for strength beside man-at-arms? Skill specs for strength?
Over here, Hunter.
I don't think so. Man-at-arms is what you need for all the warrior abilities, yeah.
Yeah. So no, but we did add, speaking of man-at-arms, we changed the balancing of the shield, and we created two specific skills that require a shield. Just to say something about the skills that we changed and added. Is dual wielding linked to a skill or talent, or can anyone do it? And everyone can do it. Like with everything in Divinity, I think that everyone can wield whatever weapon. So dual wielding, you can do it whether you have points in the ability or not. But as you put points in the ability, you get better at it.
Yeah.
So if you're dual wielding and you didn't put any point in the ability, it'll cost you a lot of action points, and your offhand gets a huge penalty. As soon as you put just 1 point in dual wielding, it'll become a lot more interesting. Heimdall, how is the leech talent working? Is it fixed, and is the witchcraft skill vampiric touch better too? All of the skills got a good look at. We balanced the hell out of the skills.
Yeah, everything was actually rechecked and redone. So
yeah. So
there's a good chance that it was fixed.
So Stabby is clarifying his question about the tiered system. I mean the separate skill slots. Is there X amount of novice, Y amount of adept, Z amount of master? Yeah, so that's the thing. When you learn, when you put an ability point in a certain magic school, you have, for instance, 2 slots for novice and 0 for adept, 0 for master. Do tanks get a taunt skill? There is a taunt skill. This is one of the new skills. Can you talk about the new game modes? At E3 we did indeed say that we have new game modes. The game mode 1 is Explorer, which you play it for the story, so combat is very easy, and the AI will actually refrain from using certain skills or certain reactions. Then you have the normal mode, and then you have the tactician mode, which actually adds characters to certain fights, to a lot of fights, and gives them more intelligence. So the tactician mode is really for people that have already finished it and that can use all the combos of the skills and that can use all the dirty little tricks to actually win the fights. If you think that you're good enough for the tactician mode, you should play honor mode, which only gives you 1 save game. If both your hero characters die, it's game over forever. You cannot do anything anymore.
That's
this
true.
is the honor mode.
It's true. It is the honor mode, and we tried our best to make sure we delete your save games.
We're not gonna delete it. You can load the save game, but you'll just look at 2 dead guys.
That's true. That's true. Also, by the way, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and checklarian.com for the updates. And we'll also be on Gamescom, by the way. You can actually play the game on Gamescom. There'll be more details on that later. Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, there's a couple. Did the rogue flurry skill get removed? Yeah, like I said, a lot of skills we felt like copies of something else. So we made sure that certain effects are unique to a certain school. For instance, I think in the current version, there's 3 classes that can inflict bleed. Right now, bleed is unique to the rogue. He's the only guy that can inflict that. So if that means that 2 other skills had to go, this is fine. We removed them, but we added new ones.
That's true.
Are any modes exclusives? No, there's nothing exclusive. Explorer can get the same things a tactician can get. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's
are there any plans for DLC? Not that I know of. When is gonna be released? It's gonna be released in October 2015.
Be vigilant.
Yeah, that's it.
That's pretty much it, right? Oh yeah, also we're announcing the t-shirt winners tomorrow on our Facebook page on the 1st year anniversary of Divinity Original Sin. So stay tuned for that. Keep an eye on the Facebook page as well.
I still need to find my t-shirt back.
I still have them all accounted for. I know where they are.
Stabby wants to know if there are save or die skills in the enhanced edition. Yeah, so a couple of people that filmed our presentation at E3 probably filmed the spider egg thing. So there is a skill where you can plant a spider egg in a target, and if he doesn't save throw out of it, or if he doesn't kill you, the caster, then the egg hatches and a spider comes crawling out of his corpse, which is really a sight to see.
It's pretty freaky skill.
It's freaky. But of course, and this is the fun thing, the enemy uses the same skill.
Yeah.
Does lava still insta-kill everything? Yes.
Oh yeah, baby. Come on, Arhu, move out of that cone. He's good. And we're safe.
Why do you... If you're gonna kill everything, why not Arhu?
Because if Arhu activates in combat, he's going to kill us.
Okay. So, Rick, I think. How do you pronounce these nicknames? Says, are you planning to cast PC version of Enhanced Edition in the future? Well, actually, it's also coming to PC in October 2015. So yeah, it's gonna be there. And if you already have Original Sin, you'll get it for free. Stabby says, I felt that Original Sin was lacking in talents. Are there new and rebalanced talents other than wands and grenades? We rebalanced about everything that has to do with the RPG aspect of the game.
Yeah.
We actually have one guy, and his only job is to tweak the numbers and balance and rebalance everything. But he had lots of ideas for new talents, always with like this one drawback.
Yeah.
Like you're very intelligent, but you're blind.
Yeah, exactly. It was a bit too extreme.
But I really, so I made him create a list with all his crazy and good ideas for the next game. So next game we're gonna have these crazy talents. I'm really looking forward to them.
You're crippled, but you can pick up everything. Stuff like that. Trade-offs, people. Trade-offs. Nick just loves them.
No thought of proper expansion. I think we're gonna work, after this we're gonna work on the next game. But
yeah, probably. I mean, things like expansions really, I mean, they're useful, right? But they're not part of your complete game, and then you gotta force people to buy DLCs and stuff like that.
Will the 2 new RPG projects be fantasy games? Who said anything about 2 new RPG projects?
Yes.
Probably Sven on a blog.
That's Sven been saying things again.
What?
Oh,
we did announce it already.
Okay. Well, yeah. We're not the right people to ask, man. We're currently finishing Enhanced Edition. We're in the dark here.
Will they be fantasy games or science fiction? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they'll
Battlefront.
Yeah.
Did you try to play with Steam controller? No, we ordered one. They're coming, but we don't know when.
Yeah.
Does anyone know when they're coming? But they're
I don't know when they're coming. You could order them though, but I don't know when we'll actually get them. So yeah, you can don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and check Larian.com for frequent updates. And remember, we will be at Gamescom. You can play our game. If you have any more questions or anything, you can just hook us up. Tweet
him
the
at
questions.
Larian Studios.
Yeah, and we'll get back to you guys as soon as possible.
Speaking of the military, if there's something you don't want to neglect, it's the bids and requests of your generals. Their influence on the battlefield is not to be taken lightly.
Have a sherry to calm those nerves.
In the Queen's quarters, decorated